The Fantasy Football Show.
Hello and welcome to Who Wants to Be an FPLer? The first episode of the FPL quiz brought to you by Planet FPL. And the first port of call in the FPL quiz is people need to get a better name for the FPL quiz.
Planet FPL quiz, no?
Nah, we need something better than that. Who Wants to Be a FPLer? What's other good game shows? Zero. Pointless. Pointless would be a good name for FPL considering some of the game weeks.
Planet Pointless.
Planet Pointless. That's a potentially good shout. If you have a good name for our FPL quiz, do put it in the comments on Twitter. I'm Serge.
I'm James.
And we're trying something new. This is the first in hopefully maybe a series of our weekly quiz show.
Thought we'd come up with a different idea, something I've been wanting to try for a while because there's no point doing a final plan podcast today. Bearing in mind there's no transfers to make ahead of any deadline because there isn't one.
Exactly. Great news for all you contestants playing along at home. There's a big, huge prize to be won at the end of this quiz as well.
It's called bragging rights.
Glory.
Yeah, if you want to press pause, Skype your mate, say FPL quiz coming up, get yourself a pen and paper. If you're walking on the street, you can play in your head for fun. Let's do this, something different.
Yes, so each week, we're going to try this first one up. And what the format's going to be here, 20 questions. So James is about to...
You said we wouldn't say how many questions.
Well, let's do it anyway. We're not in a rush. James is going to read out 20 questions. We're going to go straight from 1 to 20. And then we will go through the answers. I'm playing along in the studio here as well. I don't have a clue what the questions are or all the answers, and I probably will get none, but let's have a look. Okay. The way you can do this at home, obviously, is listen along, get a piece of pen and paper, have a think about your questions. We'll repeat the questions when we get down to the answers, so don't worry if you forget what they are. Have a little fun along the way. Do then... The most important thing is, in the thread of the podcast, tweet us your score.
No cheating.
No cheating as well, yeah. We'll know, unless your name's Josh and Brandon, because then you're always cheating.
If you message
joke there?
No, I missed it. Went over my head. That's unusual. It normally goes over yours.
I said, unless your name's Josh and Brandon, because you're always cheating.
Oh,
boom,
ha,
boom.
ha, ha, ha. We'll cut something into that, like some young girl hysterically laughing or something, maybe.
Do a laugh, please, man. Child, he just walked into the room. There we go. Come on, James. Question number 1.
Okay, these questions will all relate to FPL this season. Question 1. Which of these players has scored over 100 FPL points? It's multiple choice. You have 4 options. A. Ben Foster. B. Ender Stevens. C. Mason Mount. D. Chris Wood. Which of these players has scored over 100 FPL points? Ben Foster, Ender Stevens, Mason Mount, or Chris Wood? Got an answer, Suj?
I have indeed. Let's
Nice.
look at the next question.
Question 2. Which player has had the most big chances this season?
Okay. That's just big chances created or had the most big chances?
Had the most chances. So it's not created. Which player has had the most big chances this season? Can't say you got to write an answer down, otherwise we won't be moving on, will we?
Yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Question 3. Which attacking player, so that's midfielder or forward, has played the most minutes this season?
Which attacking player has played the most minutes this season?
That's why I told you, no one's getting 20 out of 20 on this.
Why?
Well, no one's going to know that, are they?
You never know. You never know.
You're mad if they know that,
think of
mate.
a striker that has played pretty much every game this season.
Could be a midfielder.
Okay. Could be a midfielder.
So midfielder or forward.
Oh, you've made it even more difficult for people. Hit us with question number 4.
Question 4. Trent Alexander-Arnold, 255, and Kevin De Bruyne, 225, have both attempted over 200 crosses this season? Who is the only other player to complete more than 200? I say complete, it's attempted. So TAA and KDB have both attempted over 200 crosses this season. Who is the only other player to have attempted over 200? Question 5. Virgil van Dijk has completed 2,051 passes this season. Trent Alexander-Arnold has completed 1,708. Which player, currently priced at 4.8 in FPL, has attempted the third most passes this season?
4.8 million.
Yep. So which FPL player priced at 4.8 million has attempted the third most passes this season?
Oh, bit difficult. I don't even know who's 4.8 million. I can think of a few maybe at 4.9. I don't know, 4.8 million, eh?
Just say this is pre-recorded Wednesday, just in case there's any price changes.
Yeah, true. Do you want to give anybody a clue and give them the position? Make it a little bit easier. Come on.
Well, come on. Where did the other two players play?
Defence.
It's obviously a defender, isn't it?
Okay.
Question 6. Which player has played 11 accurate through balls this season? 3 more than Kevin De Bruyne. Which players played 11 accurate through balls this season? 3 more than Kevin De Bruyne. Question 7. Which player has been substituted on the most times this season?
Substituted on.
Yep,
the most
substituted,
times this
not
season.
off. Which player has been substituted on the most times this season?
Okay, that's quite a good question.
Thanks.
I've got an answer.
Suja's got an answer. All right, moving on. Question 8. Newcastle United are one of only 2 teams yet to be awarded a penalty this season. Who is the other?
Haven't been awarded a penalty all season.
Yep, so there's 2 teams that have not been awarded a penalty. Newcastle United are one. Who is the other?
Yep, I've got an answer for that.
Question 9. This is one for Sky players. They'll like this. Which player has attempted and won the most tackles this season? Which player has attempted and won the most tackles this season?
And the reason you're saying Sky is tackle bonus, obviously.
Yeah.
Attempted and won.
I think Sky. I think anybody who plays the Sky game would get that answer automatically.
Okay.
Which is why I don't know why you haven't written down an answer yet.
Yet. Come on, I'm going to. Don't worry.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Question 10. Which goalkeeper has made the most saves this season? Wasn't really a need for me to say goalkeeper. I think you got the idea.
Yeah. Well, there's a few in the league that call themselves goalkeepers, but you and I probably wouldn't. Gazaniga.
Steve Cook at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
He's got 100.
True.
He's got 100% save record this season.
The most saves this season in goal.
So that was question 10. Which goalkeeper has made the most saves? Question 11, and I'll accept any one of 3 answers for this question. Name any one of 3 players currently on 9 yellow cards. There are 3 players currently on 9 yellow cards, 1 booking away from a 2-game ban. Name any one of the 3.
I got one down, so let's have a look.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, if you listen to Planet FPL, that really should be an easy one. Question 12. Which player has scored the most bonus points this season?
The most BPS. Oh.
So careful, it's not most BPS necessarily, but it's the most bonus points.
So what you're saying is like 1, 2 or 3 bonus points per game as opposed to like 20, 30, 40
Yep. It's
BPS.
not BPS system.
It's bonus points.
Who has scored the most bonus points this season?
Okay, let's keep it moving.
Question 13. Aston Villa played Tottenham at the weekend. Both have 4 clean sheets respectively. How many teams in the Premier League have fewer?
Have fewer.
So Aston Villa and Tottenham have both got 4 clean sheets in the Premier League this season. How many teams have fewer?
Okie doke.
Question 14. Which side currently has the worst XG? So which team has the lowest expected goals so far this season?
That's a good question.
Suj is pausing hard.
Yeah, I would have said my own club, but I know that we've had a few games where we've got into the 2s and 3s. So,
Are you doing a spoiler here of if it is or it isn't West Ham?
Well, they would have been the one that jumped out at me, but let's keep it going. I'll pick a club.
I think the listeners know, and I'll say it. It's not West Ham.
Yeah, we had a few games where we were in the 3s and.
Question 15.
Yep.
Which player has scored the most headed goals this season?
Headed goals.
Which player has scored the most headed goals this season?
I wrote an answer down for that pretty damn quick.
It's probably wrong. Question 16. John Lundstrom and Gary Doherty have both had 24 efforts on goal from inside the area this season. Who is the only defender to have more? Obviously, FPL defender. We're obviously classing John Lundstrom here as a defender.
Yep.
John Lundstrom and Gary Doherty have both had 24 efforts on goal from inside the area this season. Who is the only defender to have more?
Okay.
Question 17. Which defender priced at under 5.0 has the 4th highest XG for all defenders?
The 4th highest XG for all defenders.
Priced at under 5.0. Which defender priced at under 5.0 has the 4th highest XG for all defenders?
Okay.
Question 18. Which player has the best FPL points return per 90 minutes played? So it's not average points per game, it's average points per 90 minutes.
Okay.
Question 19. Mohamed Salah has the most FPL points so far in 2020 with 55. Which player is second on 45?
Tell me that question again, just so they don't have to press pause and rewind and all the rest.
Question 19. Mohamed Salah has the most FPL points so far in 2020 with 55. Which player is second on 45? Suj has an answer, I think.
Yeah.
Question 20. Who am I? So far in
James Linden.
Brilliant. Who are you?
That is the question.
So far in 2020, I have scored 3 times, have 1 assist and been booked twice. Only Mohamed Salah has scored more bonus points than me in 2020. Who am I? So far in 2020, I have scored 3 times, have 1 assist and been booked twice. Only Mohamed Salah has scored more bonus points than me in 2020.
Yeah, I know who scored 3 goals and got 1 assist. It helped being on FPFY yesterday, but I don't know if he got 2 yellow cards, and I don't know about his BPS, but he definitely 3 goals and an assist. So
okay.
I'm feeling 60% confident.
All right.
The points per 90.
Yeah.
For the whole season, wasn't it?
Yeah, obviously.
Points per 90, that's a bit tricky.
That's probably about the easiest question of the lot, I would say.
Really?
Part of doing this as well, I think, which is cool, maybe, is you were about to get a lot of statistics thrown your way, which may help you with your ongoing FPL decisions. Would you like to go through the answers, Suj?
I certainly would. There's a couple that I haven't put down answers for.
Okay. Should we repeat them?
7. Number 5 was Number 5, defender with the most passes.
That's correct. So VVD with 2,051, TAE 1,708. Which player currently priced, at time of recording, 4.8 in FPL has attempted the third most passes this season?
Yeah, I'm going to put a name down. I'm not sure on that one at all.
And what was the other one you're missing?
It was number 7.
Which player has
crosses.
been substituted on the most times this season?
Substituted on. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to put an answer down, but I don't think it's right. Right, so you're going to read the questions out again. I'm going to give you my answer. You tell us the right answer, and then we'll crack on from there.
Okay.
Let's rock and roll. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the 20 questions. I hope your brain's not fried and scratching
It's
yourselves.
allowed to be.
I do understand. Yeah, it's 20 questions. Yeah.
It's all right. How long have we been going?
16 minutes.
Perfect.
It's not even about the length of time, mate. It's like now everyone's brain's hurting. Because I do understand that. What I'm really fascinated by is that a lot of people listen to the podcast on the tube or the train. So the faces that people will be pulling while they're thinking about it, they'll listen to a question. And I can just imagine people on the tube start scratching their chin and a sharp intake of breath and everyone else looking around thinking, what the hell is that guy listening to right now?
Or people just tutting, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
And
do you know what I can imagine?
I know that one.
I had to get the tube the other day, right? And it was during rush hour, and that was the time I was glad that I don't have to commute in rush hour. But I can just imagine one of you lot, listeners, celebrating getting a question right by trying to punch the air and accidentally catching someone on the chin. So please celebrate your correct answers responsibly. Question number 1, James.
Okay, it was, which one of the following named 4 players has scored over 100 FPL points? Your options were 1 from each position: Ben Foster, Ender Stevens, Mason Mount, Chris Wood. Suj, you went for
Ben Foster
is the correct answer.
Yeah, baby.
Ben Foster 101, Ender Stevens 97, Mason Mount 99, Chris Wood 98.
Lovely jubbly.
Question 2, which player has had the most big chances this season?
Yeah, I wasn't very confident on this.
What have you gone for?
I went with Sergio Aguero. It was an easy option, but I'm not overly confident on this one, I'll be honest with you.
It's the league's top scorer. It's Jamie Vardy.
Jamie Vardy's the most big chances.
27 big chances.
I suppose a lot of his opportunity to score on one-on-ones where he's gone in behind and it's just to keep it.
He's had a few recently, isn't he? The chance
Fox
with
in the box
Caballero,
well.
Chelsea, the missed penalty at Burnley, which he hasn't converted recently.
Yeah, he's been off the ball. What are you backing him to get back in form?
Yeah. Yeah,
I think so
he's staying
as well.
around in my team at the moment, particularly for the Gameweek 28-29 fixtures.
Yeah.
Abraham and Wood, joint second,
2.
24.
Okay.
Which attacking player, midfielder or forward has played the most minutes this season?
Yeah, you made it difficult by chucking in midfielders as well. There's 2 clubs that don't rotate at all, and that's Sheffield United and Wolves. They probably have the least amount of rotation. Doesn't necessarily lend itself to playing the most minutes per se. I just went with Raul Jimenez because I thought Wolves, just despite their Europa League, have been playing the same tin week in, week out, although I know he hasn't played every minute.
Very tough question, and unless somebody's specifically seen this stat or is cheating, I'd be surprised if anyone got this. The answer is Wilfried Zaha. 2,275 minutes. Now, it's worth saying Zaha does have a small advantage there in the fact that he's played an extra game, because obviously there's 6 teams have now played 26 games, right?
Oh, fair
As
play.
opposed to 25. However, since making a Game Week 1 substitute appearance, he's basically played every minute. The only 2 players who have played every minute of their team's available minutes so far are 2 favourites of yours, sir. James Ward-Prowse and Declan Rice.
Well, James Ward-Prowse is about to lose that record because he's injured at the moment, isn't he? And
so therefore, the only ever present that's not priced as a goalkeeper or a defender would be Declan Rice.
Fair play.
Question 4. Which player other than TAA and KDB has attempted more than 200 crosses this season? Suj?
Well, I went with the obvious easy option, which was Andy Robertson. I just thought on the other side, bombing down, whacking balls into the box. And that's the way Liverpool play. I'm not overly... actually, can I change my mind here?
Go on.
I'm going to change my mind. Luca Dean.
Correct.
Yes, baby. I've got 2 out of 4 now, 50% of the way there.
Just checking if you can see through my paper.
I just thought, who else bombs down or likes to put a cross in? And I thought Luca Dean...
Luca Dean, 211 attempted crosses so far this season. The player in 4th with 181 is James Maddison.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised me if Andy Robertson's up there, but obviously your stats there probably don't go down as far as that.
TAA 30 more than KDB.
Wow.
Mad.
The thing with TAA, though, is he can cross from the edge of his own penalty box and still put on a sixpence.
But then KDB's mad from a central midfield position as well, right?
True.
Question 5 was which player priced at 4.8 million has attempted the 3rd most passes this season? Suj?
Oh, I've got an answer down and I'm going to change my mind again.
Go on then.
So I went with Johnny Evans originally. I didn't know if he was 4.8.
Johnny Evans is incorrect.
But, and also now, the second player I was going to think of is Otamendi, and he's not going to be 4.8 either. So I'm just going to take the L on that.
Take the L.
I don't know who's 4.8, mate, so I can't help you.
The answer is Lewis Dunk of Brighton.
Okay.
Has attempted 1,692 passes. That's mad, isn't it? For Brighton, 3rd most in the league.
Well, when they're playing with 3 at the back, I think they just have more time on the ball at the back to knock it around.
The central of that.
Yeah, that's what I think. When they're playing 3 at the back, I'd be interested to know if he's had more touches on the ball when they're 3 at the back than when they've been playing a back 4.
Yes, true. Yeah. They obviously do change quite a bit.
A little bit.
It obviously started as a 3 very early, but it's actually probably more been a 4 since around about game week 8.
Yeah, fair play. Okay.
Question 6. Which player has played 11 accurate through balls this season? 3 more than Kevin De Bruyne.
James Maddison.
Nope. I think most people will have this one correct. It is Emi Buendia of Norwich.
Okay.
His creative numbers are mad.
I think Buendia is firmly in that.
I think one of the reasons he hasn't become an FPL option this season is because of the pricing of Todd Cantwell.
Yeah, but and not only that, his points don't really stack up to his price. He's going to end up in that box, I was going to say, of players that are great to watch.
But he's one of them who, for players who are going into someone statistically based on what they're seeing numbers-wise and waiting for a run or a haul to come, Buendia, so often people have been looking at every week. I just think it was never justifiable and probably still isn't because of Cantwell's price. Question 7 was which player has been substituted on the most times this season?
Yeah, I struggled a bit with this, but I went with our friend Gundogan.
Gundogan. The answer is Mason Greenwood.
Okay.
18 of 20 appearances. Interestingly, I think that switched very recently because Jay Rodriguez has been substituted on 16 times. And obviously Ashley Barnes has had an injury for a little while now.
Right,
Rodriguez has been starting. Mason Greenwood, 18 of his 20 appearances this season have been as a substitute. Newcastle, one of only 2 teams yet to be awarded a penalty this season. For question 8, who is the other, Suj?
Sheffield United?
It is Everton.
Okay. I thought it might be Sheffield United because as and when they do get a penalty, they have no choice but to let David McGoldrick take it and get himself on the score sheet.
I can certainly think Norwood against Watford off the top of my head.
Stop being misers up there at Sheffield United and let David McGoldrick take the next one and get himself off the mark. Yeah. Come on.
Tell Pep we want KDB to take a Man City one as well.
Everton, eh?
Question 9. Which players attempted and won the most tackles this season? Suj, please, you must have this one right.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
No.
Oh, come on. The whole point of Wan-Bissaka at the start of the season was tackle bonus, week in, week out.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka is second. 88 attempted tackles. 60 of them won. The most with 106 attempted and 64 won is Ricardo Pereira of Leicester.
And I scribbled his name out before I went with Wan-Bissaka. What a arse.
Bell end.
I'm on 2 out of 9 at the moment. Let's see if we can make it better.
All right. Which keeper has made the most saves for question 10?
Yeah, I'm not confident on this. I went with Nick Pope. I went with Nick Pope. He's played all of the games. The likes of Heaton's been in and out. He's out now because of Pepe Reina. Gazaniga in and out. Yeah, I've gone with Nick Pope. I'm going to stick with Nick Pope.
It's Martin Dubravka. 103 saves this season. 10 more than Arsenal's Bernd Leno.
If Dubravka had been 4.5, I reckon it'd been a lock for the whole season for me.
Yes.
He was really good for me at the end of last season. And
I think there was him, Gator, probably Ben Foster, Fabianski and Patricio we expected the 5 rise.
Yeah,
the others, sort of Foster, Gator, Dubravka, we weren't really ready for it.
No.
And that's why so many end up with sort of Pope or Ryan, basically.
Yeah,
at the
I think
start.
Ryan and Button, that double up was the most highly owned keepers at the start of the season. And it'll end up with Alex McCarthy now because he's become that bit cheaper.
Question 11 was name any one of the 3 players currently on yellow cards. Who did you go for, Suj?
Well, it was a choice of 2 for me. Both head cases was Jefferson Lerma, but because he's suspended at the moment, I thought leave him out. So I went with the other nutter up at Everton, Yerry Mina.
Yerry Mina is incorrect.
Okay, they're always looking for a fight, these two. So
Jefferson Lerma, I said obviously was due another suspension very soon on one of the recent podcasts. I think it might have even been Monday night's podcast. The other 2 correct answers are...
Was Lerma one of them? I should have gone with him. It's only
Jefferson Lerma is correct.
Suspended. I'm not even giving myself half a point here. Never mind.
The other 2 correct answers are Jorginho at Chelsea and Crystal Palace's Luka Milivojevic.
Okay.
Question 12. Who has scored the most bonus points this season, Suj?
Danny Ings.
It is Danny Ings.
Oh, finally we get a question right.
Danny Ings, 27 bonus points this season, more than any other player. Second is Marcus Rashford, 26. Third is Jamie Vardy, 25.
Dings, doing well, doing bits as they say.
Question 13. Aston Villa and Tottenham play each other at the weekend. Both kept 4 clean sheets this season. How many teams have kept fewer?
I went with 2. I didn't think it was many.
It's definitely not many. It's none.
Okay.
There's a few teams joint on 4.
Right. And how many are joint on 4?
Oh, I don't know. 4 or 5.
It's not been the greatest for clean sheets at all this season, has it?
No, especially if you sold your Liverpool treble up at the end of November.
Yeah, true.
Question 14. Which side currently has the worst XG? This is a bit naughty, actually, the answer.
I struggled with this one. a lot.
Go on.
Spurs. You had a 0.01 and you still beat City or something, wasn't it? No, the answer I wrote down was Bournemouth.
No. No. The correct answer currently, according to the statistics that I've researched, and you may use a different site that comes up with a different answer. I don't care. I got mine from Fantasy Football Hub. The answer is Newcastle United, 25.23 expected goals so far this season. Crystal Palace, this is why I say it's a bit naughty, 25.81.
Oh, very
Obviously,
close.
have now played a game more.
Right, okay. Very close. Yeah, I'm not surprised there. I mean, Brighton was a consideration for me as well. They seem to like shooting from outside the box a lot more than getting good.
But Newcastle
quality
Palace
chances.
up to the next is a distance.
Really?
I think it might be Bournemouth, and it's about 29 or so.
Okay.
It's a distance.
Doesn't surprise me. Neither of those two clubs have got a decent front man, have they?
This
really?
is what we said the other week about Newcastle, and statistically, like, when you look at its statistics, it's been like a relegation season. Lowest XG, goalkeepers made the most saves. Question 15, who has scored the most headed goals this season? That's a player, obviously. What have you gone for, Suj?
Virgil van Dijk.
He's joint second.
Oh, yeah.
He is joint second on 4 with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. The correct answer with 5 is Chris Wood.
Oh, yeah, that's a good shout there, Chris Wood. He does like to get his head on things. Okay.
Question 16. How are we for video?
He's about to restart.
Brilliant.
The video.
What a start.
Manchild's just walked in. Question 16, Manchild, you ready?
Which defensive player has had more efforts inside the box than John Lundstrom and Gary Doherty's 24? The answer you've gone for, Suj, is...
I wanted to pick a Watford player because I feel like I've seen stats on that, but I went with Ricardo Pereira.
It's Yerry Mina,
Yerry
your
Mina.
favourite, 25. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 20 of those have been headed.
There you go. Would you have guessed Yerry Mina, Manchild, the producer?
He was all over that, wasn't he?
25 headed chances, shots in the box.
Yes.
And 27
25
punches
efforts
thrown.
on goal in the box, if you will. Question 17. Which defender priced at under 5.0 has the fourth highest XG of all defenders? Obviously, after the three mentioned already.
I wasn't very confident on this, and I went with Issa Diop because he scored a couple of goals recently. So I thought, he might have an high XG because he's put the ball in the back of the net.
There's a lot of the statos out there will have this one correct, and it's actually significantly less than 5.0 in price. It is Roman Sayis of Wolves. I think he's 4.4 at the moment, and his XG for the season so far is 3.05. That's the fourth highest for a defender.
How many goals has he scored?
I don't know that actually. One maybe, one or two.
Yeah,
it's low.
well,
I mean, it's just. I think it's just one.
That's toilet conversion, isn't it?
There's a few people have been looking at that recently, going, "Well, should I play the 0.3 more for Willy Bolly, and then should I be paying the extra 1.4 million again for Gary Doherty?" So
Gary.
That's
is my cap plan's been promoted into the Wolves squad.
Gary Doherty played for Spurs, didn't he?
Fair play.
In the naughty what a player old Ginger Pele was.
Well, Gary is my cap. Is he Gary Doherty?
I've actually written down Gary Doherty.
Matt Doherty.
I've been saying Gary Doherty the whole time. Matt Doherty, obviously. Question 18 was, which player has the best FPL points return per 90 minutes played? Suj?
I went with Salah.
It's a very easy one. It's Sergio Aguero at 9.27 points, FPL points per 90 minutes played. The next highest is Riyad Mahrez, 7.98. And that's where the frustration comes with these two, because if you knew they'd play every week,
you'd have them
in your teams.
Yep.
Question 19, Mohamed Salah has had the most FPL points so far in 2020 with 55. Which player on 45 is second, Suj? Did you write an answer?
I did write an answer.
But you don't like it?
I don't. I'm trying to think of who's hauled big in the first half of this year. I've gone with Dominic Calvert-Lewin because he's been banging in goals for fun.
The answer is a player that we would always recommend against. It is Alisson.
Okay.
Think about it, all the clean sheets.
Yeah.
And then there was that random assist, wasn't there, in the game against Manchester United in mid-January. Question 20, the Who Am I? I think Suj has got this one. Scored 3 times, 1 assist, been booked twice. Only Salah has more bonus points so far in 2020. Suj, tell everyone the right answer.
Harvey Barnes.
Jesus, it's not.
Oh, wow.
It is Abdoulaye Doucouré.
Oh, has he, eh?
Who has 30... I don't even know why I've written down 37 in brackets. I think that's the total points he's got so far this year.
Harvey Barnes has scored 3 he's scored in his last 3 games and picked up an assist. But like I said, I didn't know about his yellow cards and what have you. And it makes more sense that Doucouré might pick up a yellow card or 2 with his tackling and what have you.
It's just interesting that even with the bookings, there's still a bit of bonus in there and that. He's also, I think he's on 7 yellows so far.
Right.
He's one to, I mean, you get him in now and say he's suspended for 31 if you're planning that way. It's like, oh my God.
Difficult.
So, yeah, there you go. Quiz, done.
Woo! So I managed to get a whopping total of 3 out of 20, which I think is not too bad. There's a few that were close.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of guys out there that have sort of 15, 16s who are really into their stats and that.
You think so?
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, that's... look, there's only one way that we are going to find out the answer to that question.
Anybody who got
whack them in the comments.
You got the Wilfried Zaha question, right? Like, you're lying. I don't care. No one's got 20. No one's legitimately got 20.
If you did like the quiz, then do share it. Share the podcast with any of your friends. Like we said, this is the first that we're going to try like this. We're going to do a few more because it is a bit of fun. We might tweak the format. We might put more questions in. We might put less questions in. We might do more multiple choice. There will never be a cash prize. No, you never know.
One day, you never
One
know.
day, if you want to sponsor a cash prize for the FPL, who wants to be an FPL? Or we called it Planet
Problem
Pointless.
is, how are we going to know that people ain't lying? This is the sort of thing we need to think. Maybe we could set it up via the app.
Yeah, no,
Stream
we
it
can't.
live.
The app's it's not going to work.
No?
We'll figure out a way. On top of that, we'd welcome your answers. Scores. Sorry, so whack them in the thread on Twitter. Be interesting to know. Don't cheat. There's no glory in that. You can't cheat in regular FPL. Why would you cheat in this? And we'll have a bit of bants. Any ideas for the quiz? We're also welcome as well. You can email us help@planetfpl.com. That's
it.
The end of the week. We're now going into the second half of this split game week for game week 26.
Going into the final 70%.
Well, yeah.
Storm Dennis permitting.
And that, it's actually, it feels like, I'm not even going to give the analogy that I was about to give because it's probably a little too rude. But yeah.
No, go on, please.
No, we'll save it for like another day.
Okay.
The live show. If you come to the live show in Manchester on the 22nd of February, where we'll be taking questions, write down what was that analogy you were going to say, Serge, about game week 26, and then it might make its way out on video thereafter.
Okay. There will be a quiz at the live show as well. It will be a Premier League quiz. If you were expecting the FPL quiz at the live show, you've just had it.
There we go. Thank you for tuning in and all of your support with all of the content. Do hit like, share the content, subscribe. All of your comments and love help very much. Have a great rest of Game Week 26. Good luck with your points. Ciao for now.
Good luck, everybody. Cue music, Manchild.
The Fantasy Football Show.